How's it going, everybody? My name is EnvyTH, and welcome back to the first official, I know it's technically the second episode, but the first official episode of Nerd House. As if you guys don't remember, it didn't really do that successful, but I recently ditched, like, it was like a couple months ago, back around the time where the first volume of Stranger Things came out. Me and my buddy Dragon Playboy, we came out and we talked about how we were feeling Stranger Things season 5, and then we said we were going to talk about the second half of Stranger Things season 5, and we didn't do that. We completely forgot to do that, and both of us were completely busy in our own ways. He went to Japan and died, and we went and continued to, I kind of just disappeared off of this channel. I also really apologize for that as well, but we are officially back, officially deep diving back into Nerd House. I want to make this a full level podcast where we talk all things movie wise, all things TV show wise that us nerds love. And today we're going to be having a very strong topic. But first, I would like to introduce the guest that I have with us today. First, we have Mango Slicer, a good friend of mine who I actually am going to be going to watching the movies with.
Yo, what it do?
That's it.
What's up, everybody? It's Mango Slicer.
You used to be a YouTuber. You know how to do this.
What is up, guys? It is me, Mango Slicer here, and today we're gonna be talking about Spider-Man: Brand New Day. I'm hyped.
Okay, thanks for just spoiling that ahead. But I mean, y'all clicked on the thumbnail. Y'all know what we were talking about. Like, y'all clicked on the video. You know what we were talking about. But
yeah, it's in the title.
A bit disclaimer: if you're wondering why his mic sounds a little crappy, it's mainly because he's not at his office right now. He's in his car, but he still wanted to be a part of this. He still wanted to talk about the movie. He won't be able to talk about the movie as well as me and my other guest joined here. I got with me Yavinky. I'm gonna be calling him Nick for the rest of it, but we got here Yavinky. He has his own YouTube channel as well. Say what's up, Yavinky.
Yo, what's good? What's good?
Yep, and today we are going to be, as Mango Slicer has spoiled it for already, we will be talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day for the hour. And Spider-Man Brand New Day is a movie that's picking up a lot of hype right now. The tickets have just released, the second trailer has came out, and world's going crazy. World's going crazy. Tickets are selling like left and right, and we still know as little about the movie as possible. So going into what we're going to talk about today, I first want to ask the guys, what are our expectations for this movie? How are we feeling going into Spider-Man Brand New Day?
You want to go first?
Who's going to talk first? Yeah, I was about to say.
You go.
Does it matter?
It's a podcast.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'll go. I have a couple thoughts. Expectations wise, I actually think I'm honestly feeding into the hype right now. Because I saw an interview with Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Sadie Sink, and I forgot the other guy's name. Whoever plays Ned, I forgot his name. Jacob,
Mr. CEO himself.
Yep. yeah, real ones know. But I saw they did an interview with Fandango, and yes, Tom was talking specifically. Yeah, he was talking specifically about how he like. He really wanted this to be like a Spider-Man for the fans. Like I guess he had some creative freedom on this one. He said this was the first Spider-Man movie that he felt like he could. That it was the first Spider-Man movie where he was a part of the creative team a bit. He got to decipher some of the decisions that were essentially that of what we're going to be seeing in the movie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that made me excited. It made me feel like we're going to get probably the best Spider-Man that MCU has made so far. So that's my expectations. I think it's going to be probably better. I think it's going to be the best one. The best Spider-Man. I literally just...
Like in general.
Maybe not. So I haven't seen, unfortunately, I have not seen the Sam Raimi movies. So
really?
I don't know.
Serious? You haven't seen Tobey's movies?
I know they're sacrilegious. That's sacrilegious, I know.
Bro, the only Spider-Man movie to ever be nominated in the Oscars was Spider-Man 2. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I watched Amazing Spider-Man 1 and then all of the MCU Spider-Man. I haven't watched any of Tobey's movies, which is crazy. But with that being said, so I can't speak to if I think it would be better than those movies because I really don't know how good they are. But I know that I know how good the MCU ones have been. I think this one
potentially will be better. I think it will be better. That's my prediction.
So you got high expectations.
Yeah, I really do.
It does sound like he has high expectations. And you think, what about
you? With this movie, so like, I'm very excited for this movie. You know, I love other Spider-Man. I like Tom Holland's actually my favorite Spider-Man, so I like, you know,
that
Tom
was actually
Holland,
gonna be a topic I was gonna talk about. We'll dive into
Tom
that
Holland
next,
Defender. Yeah, but with this movie, I have some skepticism. Like I think, like, you know, I want it to be really good, right? But like, I'm kind of like on the fence about it, especially with like, because they were talking about like John Watts is not a part of it, right? You know what they're saying?
Yeah,
like it's not a John Watts.
It's a big difference, and you could tell in the trailers. It doesn't feel like a John Watts Spider-Man movie. You could tell it's very different.
And I personally really liked his movies. I like that trilogy like a lot. I think it's really good. And
one thing I love that John Watts does in his trilogy is the amount of improv that's used in those movies. Like, you can tell there are so many scenes where the characters just go for it. They're going for it. And there's a specific scene where you can tell like John Watts is like, just say whatever you feel like the character should be saying in that moment, and it works perfectly damn near every time.
Yeah, and one of my favorite like aspects of the John Watts Spider-Man movies is the slice of lifeness that the movies have. Yes. Like, it's a very like slice of life-esque, like, you know, like, I love that about it. Like the whole like just the school scenes and all the little like funny weird shit.
Yes. It feels very it feels very much like a Spider-Man of our generation.
Yeah,
like if we were gonna have a Spider-Man of this generation in real life, that's what it would feel like.
Yeah, like a lot of people like actually like have a problem with that too. Like they don't like the chillness of it. They want it to be like super serious. Like there's like they want like a seriousness to it. Like,
which I can understand. Right? Which I can understand, but I feel like one thing people keep forgetting about Tom's first 3 movies is that it all took place in high school. Where in Spider-Man 1, he graduates within 40 minutes of the movie. In Amazing Spider-Man, he graduates in Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, this was the first
so he's already like
trilogy.
Beyond.
This is the first trilogy where it was fully shown in his high school years. And I get people wanted to see like Peter Parker becoming an adult, doing Spider-Man on his own, but it made perfect sense for Peter Parker to, like, you know, not fully embody with great power comes great responsibility just yet, because he's still in high school. Now, should it have been said like as he was like before he even like fully took on the Spider-Man mantle? Yes, it should have been said. But however, the way it was done was perfectly fine, because he still didn't understand that yet. Like, you know, he's still being selfish in a way while trying to be the good superhero for the neighborhood. But in a way, he's still just being a little selfish by getting everything he wants. And by the end of No Way Home, he finally takes the big sacrifice, and now he's completely alone.
Yeah, and that's like that's another thing. Job. Yeah, that's another thing with the Home trilogy, like that. Like, a lot of people hate this about it, which I don't, because it's what I always wanted.
And I think one thing, yes, okay, that's a good point too. And I also want to point, I'm pretty sure everyone in this podcast right now, I'm sure the whole world, or anyone that sees this, is most likely going to disagree. Us 3 here are lovers of Far From Home. I don't know what the issue is with Far From Home. Yeah. I don't get it. I generally don't get it. Far From Home is a great movie. I don't know why people hate on it so much.
No, I love Far From Home, and I was gonna say was like one of the biggest problems that people have, and like, you know, with all 3 of the movies, is like the whole thing with like other MCU characters like kind of mentoring him, kind of being in it, like Doctor Strange, Iron Man, right? Like, people like hate that, and it's like
I don't know why.
I always wanted that. Like I always wanted a like as a kid, I always wanted a Spider-Man like Daredevil movie. Like, that was something I always wanted.
That was supposed to be this one. That was supposed to be this one.
And it's like people always used to, like, I remember when Andrew Garfield, like, Amazing Spider-Man came out, and that was like when Avengers had also come out like the same year. It was 2012. Yeah. So I remember people were like, "Oh, like Andrew Garfield, what if he was like in this?" Like, you know, and it's like we finally like now, yeah. And we finally now have like we're at this point now where we have Spider-Man with other characters in his movies. Like Hulk is in this one. Hating on it. Like, this is cool, and they're hating it. It's like they want him to just be Spider-Man. It's like, what?
Like you gotta like
what?
this is the first live action Spider-Man that we get when he's in a universe full of other superheroes. So
exactly,
especially in New York, like he's in New
York. Yeah,
like you got Marvel fans keep forgetting like 90% of the Marvel superheroes are in New York and in LA. Like so,
exactly,
obviously he's gonna see all the other superheroes that are just showing up from time to time again, especially Avengers, considering there's a whole, well, not anymore, but there's a whole Avengers Tower.
Yeah, in the city. It's like it's just crazy that people complain about that. Like it's so cool. Like I thought it was so cool that Iron Man was in that movie.
I actually just thought about this now. I'm wondering when this movie takes place. I know there's going to be a time jump. Is the new Avengers Tower going to be fully set up in this movie?
I wonder. They don't show anything of it, right?
Yeah, because there is speculation going around in the first Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer where they were showing the comic accuracy shots towards the end of the trailer, and the first one they showed was the Amazing Fantasy 15 shot where he's swinging and he's holding on to someone. A lot of people notice there's like a little bit of like destruction behind them, and it's like very gloomy, and people are speculating that was during the final battle of the Thunderbolts. So if that's the case, that's most likely going to be a montage scene, I'm assuming, where all those comic accurate shots are probably going to be like a montage within like the first 20 minutes of the movie. And if it's a montage, then we should be up to date, strictly heading into Doomsday. And the new Avengers Tower should be up.
Yeah, the Avengers. I mean, yeah, I'm very curious, like what they're going to do with like. Because Thunderbolts introduced the new Avengers, but like,
exactly.
I'm so curious, like, what other characters? Because Doomsday has everybody. I'm wondering, like, who's going to be like considered an Avenger? Like, I guess.
Wait.
Like,
Yeah.
My fault. So Tom wasn't listed as part of the cast of Doomsday, right?
At the moment, no.
That's
I honestly don't know if he's gonna be in the movie or not. There's gonna be a Spider-Man in the movie. I'm fully confident that there's gonna be a Spider-Man in the movie. I just don't know if it's gonna be Tom.
I wonder if we're gonna get answers as to why that is. I'm sure we will in Brand New Day. We'll probably get an answer as to why he can't be in Doomsday.
There's most likely gonna be a huge post-credit scene leading into Doomsday. I'll be surprised if
you think that has to do with Sadie Sink's character?
Yes, I actually do. And we can actually just pivot into that. Everyone here, who do we think Sadie Sink's character is going to be? I think it's more than obvious.
I think it rhymes with Mean Ray.
Mean Ray.
Geen Ray. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's more than obvious that Sadie Sink is going to be Jean Grey. It's like based off of what we're seeing on the trailers. There's a lot of telepathy shit going on. We're not censor that. There's a lot of telepathy going on, but it's more than obvious now. It has to be Jean Grey, especially since she's coming back for Avengers Secret Wars. She's already confirmed to be in that movie. Why else would she be in the movie? Yes, she's going to be in Avengers Secret Wars.
Oh, really? Oh, then yeah.
Yes, so she has to be an X-Men. She has to be. Now,
the
big question is... Oh, go on. He was what?
My fault. Another theory is that, the other, alternative theory is that she's Gwen, right? Or, that they kind of disproved that already?
That was what was going around at first. Everyone was thinking, she could have been either, Mary Jane Watson. She could have been Mayday Parker from another universe, from Toby's universe, or she was going to end up playing Gwen. But then the more leaks that were coming up before the first trailer came out, everyone started thinking, oh, she might be Jean Grey. And then
I could see her also being
and then 1 week, literally 1 week before the first trailer came out, a leak went out saying that Sadie Sink's character was going to have mind powers, and everyone was like, oh, okay, so it's got to be Jean Grey. And then the trailer comes out and is like, it's Jean Grey. It has to be.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, that makes more sense.
It's very interesting, introducing Jean Grey in a Spider-Man movie.
Yes, very interesting. Question is, why? What's her inclusion? What is going to be her purpose? Now, my thought process is this movie is going to feel like a grounded Spider-Man movie. It feels like a grounded Spider-Man movie. It's all taking place in New York. Peter Parker's completely by himself. No one remembers who Peter Parker is. He's Spider-Maning all by himself. He's struggling. He's broke.
He's depressed. He's all by himself. It's gonna feel like a grounded Spider-Man movie. However, there's gonna be a lot of chaos thrown into it as well. He's just doing it from a street level advantage, kind of like a normal Spider-Man, where it's like something's happening in New York City, probably involving some sort of gang crime, and then Spider-Man shows up, and now he has a villain. I'm assuming that's what it's gonna be like, on a more chaotic level. I'm assuming that Sadie Sink's character's from another multiverse. Incursions are set to be happening at the moment. So, like, when we've gotten nothing on the X-Men in the MCU, we've gotten mutants in the MCU like Namor, Miss Marvel, who's a mutant for some reason, but we haven't gotten X-Men in the MCU. So the fact that Sadie Sink's just randomly here, if this is an MCU Jean Grey, then that most likely means the X-Men were in hiding. If this is not an MCU Jean Grey, which I'm assuming it's from another multiverse, what's the angle here? Well, we know based off the trailer, it seems like the Department of Damage Control is hunting down Jean Grey, Sadie Sink's character. Still don't know who it is. I'm just saying Jean Grey. It seems like the Department of Damage Control is hunting her down, which is what they normally do. The Department of Damage Control, they hunt down superpowered threats. They were the whole reason Spider-Man was arrested in No Way Home. So. Yeah. If they're hunting down Jean Grey, it's clear in the trailer that they asked Spider-Man they asked help from Spider-Man, because Spider-Man for some reason is the only one immune to all the mind control that's happening in New York, which I don't think is fully the case. I don't think he's immune. Can he sense it? Yes. I'm choosing to believe that she's not messing with him for a specific reason. And there's a part in the trailer. Now, Jose, you just rewatched this trailer. Did you notice the scene where they were talking about you're the only one immune to it, you can sense it? Did you notice the scene where everyone was like frozen? Punisher wasn't? I'll play a clip.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Yeah. It seemed like Frank was not affected by the whatever the thing was.
Exactly. So if this is Jean Grey, first of all, I don't know how Jean Grey is managing to get that whole power surge over New York and everyone's just like frozen in time, unless Charles Xavier's in this movie, because he's the only person I know that could do something like that. Like Jean Grey can't do that, unless her powers were dialed up for some reason. But point is, if that is Jean Grey and Spider-Man's immune to it. But they said Spider-Man was the only one immune to it. However, in that scene, Punisher's also immune to it. And this may confirm a leak that I talked about on this channel before. I think I'll put the video up to it. I don't remember if it was that video for sure, but I'll put it up just in case. Apparently, Punisher is supposed to be looking after / protecting Sadie Sink's character from the Department of Damage Control, because Sadie Sink's character doesn't have a home. And we kind of see something similar to this in the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, where the Hulk destroys Spider-Man's apartment, so he goes to Punisher saying he has nowhere else to stay. So it kind of seems like Punisher's like helping people out in that kind of way, and he helps out Sadie Sink's character. And maybe the reason he's not immune is because Jean Grey is familiar with Punisher and doesn't have any beef with the Punisher because he was protecting her. Now, why is the Punisher protecting her? I don't know. Does Jean Grey need protection from the Punisher? No. But there's probably some bit of information there. I'm assuming the only reason is because Jean Grey doesn't have a home, because she's from another multiverse.
Yeah.
And it feels like Jean Grey is kind of going to be the main villain of this movie for the first half, at least. I don't think she's going to be the main villain towards the end. I think she's going to be the main villain towards the beginning, because the Department of Damage Control is hunting her down, and Spider-Man's working with the Department of Damage Control. So she's going to play a part as the main villain just for a little bit. And that's where we see Jean Grey get into Bruce Banner's mind and turn him into Savage Hulk, which I cannot wait for that fight. That's going to be an amazing fight.
It's Thunderbolts kind of situation where at first he's the villain, and then it just towards the end it's like, oh, you're actually chill. I mean, after the Void he has his little ego thing where he thinks he's the greatest, and then the Void takes over, and
Well, it's technically 3 personalities, but
it's 3 personalities.
Yes, it's Bob, Sentry, the Void.
Yeah, Sentry.
So Sentry was the one we saw fighting all the.
Yes.
Yeah, with the suit on.
And then when he goes blackface, that's when he becomes that's when he becomes the Void.
He said blackface.
I was thinking that too. I was like, wait. He just.
I think that's it, but like, okay.
Yeah.
I'll let that. I think you
Yeah,
let that
I'm
slide.
going to ask you a question actually. That might be good for the podcast. Like, cause a lot of people care about like, chronologically or like what they need to know, what they don't want to miss before watching this movie. Going into Brand New Day, what are like must watch, whether it be movies or Disney Plus shows or anything like that?
What you must watch? I don't
what do you think is
going besides his original trilogy? I don't think you have to watch anything going into this movie.
So you don't think like a Loki would be necessary or like any of the multiverse?
I feel like Loki's more necessary for Doomsday.
Okay, so this is more like if you're just a Spider-Man fan, just pull up.
Essentially,
you don't have to know all the MCU lore.
But to be fair, it's hard for me to answer that question because we still don't know the main plot of this movie. There's very little we know about this movie.
Yeah,
that's true.
But also,
we
like,
don't know who the main villain is.
Yeah, you definitely need to watch the Home trilogy. That's for sure. And then this movie has Hulk in it as well, which like Hulk's arc is kind of told through like multiple movies, and it's very like because I don't know, the Universal's like afraid to make another. I don't know what's going on with the Hulk movies, like why they won't make another one.
I don't know either.
But
World War Hulk has been like a thing planned for the longest time.
Like they've been telling Hulk's story throughout multiple, like through Incredible Hulk, Avengers, Thor Ragnarok. Like it's like okay, like you know, I don't know.
Even She-Hulk.
Yeah, it's just like so. I mean, if Hulk's story, like, I'm sure his story will be like simple in this, so maybe you won't have to watch all that. But like, yeah, if we're being like technical, like with his, especially with the Savage Hulk thing and bringing back Savage Hulk and how it's got like that whole thing is related to that whole arc that's told throughout like a million movies.
Deal.
So
that's a big deal.
But I think if I were to tell somebody, if somebody asked me like, what should I watch before watching this? Just watch the trilogy. Like, to be honest, like,
yeah, I'd honestly say just watch
fine.
If you haven't watched the trilogy, then I mean, you can still go watch it. The knowing fans most likely probably will still do that because it's Spider-Man. Yeah. At the end of the day, Spider-Man's the most popular superhero because he's the poster boy of superheroes. There's people whose favorite superhero is Spider-Man, but they've only seen like 2 Spider-Man movies, and they barely know anything about Spider-Man. Like one of my coworkers, for example, huge Spider-Man fan, doesn't even know who Miguel O'Hara is. It's like, come on, like, come on.
Yeah.
So, there's that. I honestly don't think you really have to do too much homework going into this movie, which is a good thing.
No, definitely not.
Which is a really good thing. Because Marvel has had a huge problem with that lately, where people have to do so much homework going into movies. That's been a huge problem.
That's like my biggest problem with the MCU, like personally. Is like, well, I watch everything, so it doesn't matter to me. But like, like,
but people who don't
when
watch
you recommend, like when you want, let's say like there's a real, like, I don't know, Winter Soldier or something, or like a good MCU movie. It's like you recommend it to a friend. It's like, but first you gotta watch this, that.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my god, and they're like, I'm not watching all that just to watch one good movie. Like, like. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's such a pet peeve of mine too, because like literally another one of my coworkers stopped watching Marvel after Endgame, except for for No Way Home.
A lot of people
did that, yeah. And she asked me, because she's excited for Doomsday because of Gambit, because she saw Deadpool and Wolverine and she saw No Way Home. So she asked me, what movies do I need to watch for Doomsday? And I was just like, it's quite a few. There is quite a few. Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts. You need to watch Loki.
I highly suggest watching Loki for anyone going into Avengers Doomsday. And if you haven't seen Loki, it will help explain a lot of stuff. Especially if you stop watching after like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania or something. You're gonna be so confused and heading into Doomsday. Be like, where's the black guy? Like, you know, like a lot of people are gonna be very confused.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of why, like, with this new DC, like, it seems like they're, I mean, I don't know yet, you know, it's pretty early, but like, I'm hoping that it's not like that where like you have to watch everything to understand like one. Like, so far it seems like it's not going to be like that, but I'm not sure.
But what they can do is what they did in the first Avengers, and you actually told me this a while back, is like what they do in the first Avengers is literally perfect for anyone who hasn't seen the movies prior. They reintroduce all of the characters in the first 30 minutes of Avengers.
Yeah, like you actually,
they literally give you a quick summary of everyone's story.
Yep, that's why it's such a good movie. It's like, it actually, like, because when you make a cinematic universe, like, you have to be aware that there's going to be people that have never seen any of this stuff, and they're just coming for Avengers. They're like, oh, Avengers, okay, I'll go see that. You know, it's like
you gotta be able to reintroduce first. Like, Avengers first start, you're at SHIELD, you're reintroduced to Nick Fury. They show you Maria Hill. They're showing you SHIELD headquarters. You're reintroduced to Coulson. They reintroduce you to Hawkeye. And you're like, oh, okay, this guy's an agent. They even reintroduce you into the villain himself, whose movie came out two movies prior to Avengers. He comes out of the portal. He's beating everyone up. First thing he says, "I am Loki of Asgard." Like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
They're literally like, reintroducing the characters. They're breaking down, helping people understand what's about to happen. Like, that first Avengers movie was done so incredibly well. It is a straight barrier point for all superhero movies to make these huge crossovers, because this was the first time a huge crossover like that was being done in a movie, and everyone going into it was like, would this work? Like, this doesn't seem like a great idea. And they pulled it off. They pulled it off. They did a great job. So in a way, it's a good thing that you don't have to do any homework for a brand new day. But one thing Marvel needs to do again is that. So they need to be able to reintroduce characters for people who hasn't seen the stuff.
Yo, you think? Do you think people need to watch the Punisher special to watch Spider-Man?
No, you don't.
Imagine.
But there's gonna be people that do that. There's gonna be people that watch Daredevil. There's gonna be people that watch. There's gonna be people that watch the Punisher TV series. And it's like, it's just not gonna be worth it, because Punisher's just there. Like, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna get any. I don't know if we're gonna get any crazy character arc for Punisher in this movie. I'm assuming not. I feel like he's kind of just gonna be there, kind of just tagging along for a majority of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's not going to be a crazy character arc for Punisher. I could be wrong, because there seems to be a scene between Punisher and MJ where it seems to be a real scene where it's like they're talking about something, preferably life, because that's what Punisher likes to talk about. And any scene where there's where they have someone talking to the Punisher and he's like they're trying to give him advice or like tell him about certain things, and he's just being as real can be. It's a great scene. It's a great scene. Now, most of the time you see this with Daredevil with their back and forth banter, but he could do it with anyone. He did it with Karen, and it looks like he's going to be doing it with MJ, and I'm pretty excited to see how that's going to go. And it looks like Tom Holland even said that Punisher and Spider-Man is going to have like a big brother little brother relationship. So this all sounds great to me. Having Punisher being a part of it is going to be it's not necessarily going to be important. It's just more like icing on the cake. You know, this is just something that people are going to enjoy.
And Punisher, like, he originated from Spider-Man. His first appearance was Spider-Man comic. Like,
I was just about to say that. His very first appearance in comics was a Spider-Man comic.
Yep, he was a villain of a comic.
Yep.
I'm excited for their relationship on screen, because they actually go way back from what I know.
Yes. And in the Fandango interview, Tom Holland apparently knew him since he was a kid, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Bernthal's just one of my favorite actors. Everything he's in, I've said this before. Everything he's in.
Yeah. Bernthal's an incredible actor. Deserves his flowers, more than definitely. I want to see him, because one thing about Bernthal is that he's more known as a TV actor. Like like Bernthal's a guy who deserves an Academy Award. Like he's that good of an actor.
Actor too. He's never like a leading man in a movie.
Yeah, anytime he's in a movie, he's never a leading man. Or at least not the one I've seen. Not that one.
They got to give him at least. I mean, he was amazing in The Bear, amazing in Punisher, but Wolf of Wall Street, he was great. Like,
which is actually crazy too, because you hear all these huge names, and some people don't even know Jon Bernthal's in those movies.
I know, bro. He's one of the highlights in both of those. In that series, he's one of the highlights, and so obviously in The Punisher, he's also a great actor. I mean, has notorious scene.
He's incredible. He's incredible.
Yeah, the only thing he won, for The Bear, like a Emmy.
Yo, he was so good in The Bear, bro.
You know what's crazy is like all these roles. I'm pretty sure Jon Bernthal said it himself that like his favorite role he's ever done was The Punisher. Like he feels like that's it. Well, I mean, it is. That's his role. He's the Punisher.
Nah, he's one. That casting is one of those RDJ level, Chris Evans level casting.
Yes,
for sure.
Literally, spot on.
Which is weird
spot on
now because now Iron Man is Dr. Doom, which is crazy. I don't get that, but
that's a crazy
we'll see.
cast.
That's for another podcast.
That's for another podcast. Yes, that's for another podcast. But since we're talking a lot about Brand New Day, we're going deep diving into the leaks. I want to know if anyone can possibly think of who the main villain is going to be in this movie.
I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie.
I have one theory, and I don't know.
What if I go with the boring answer and say Scorpion?
I don't think it's gonna be Scorpion.
Yeah, I don't think he's the main villain. Like he's definitely,
especially after the way he got bodied in that trailer.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, and they've hardly shown him in the trailers too. Like if he was the main villain, it'd be like so much more prominent.
I feel like Scorpion.
Actors,
I think
Scorpion.
Mando? Oh yeah, yeah. I think one thing about Scorpion though, I feel like it's kind of too late to make him a main villain for a Spider-Man movie. I feel like Scorpion's better off being the main villain for a first Spider-Man movie. I feel like having him be the main villain for the first time works better than anything else.
Yeah, we're kind of past that kind of villain. You're right.
Maybe the second one if it was done right. I mean, they teased him in the first Spider-Man movie, and we just haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Scorpion's better off.
What is going on?
A first villain for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But what going on?
What's going on with like Spider-Man's like eyes? Like I feel like that has to do with the main villain.
Oh, you don't know.
Kind of thing. He's like,
you don't know about. What do you know about Man-Spider? You're lagging a little bit, but what do you think?
No.
Dog.
Nothing.
Yo,
Okay. He said nothing. Okay, so you don't know nothing about Man-Spider?
Wait, hold on. Let me rejoin.
You're good. Okay, you're good now. He left anyway. This is gonna make editing 10 times harder.
Hello?
You were good, but you good now?
Okay.
Yeah. But you know nothing about Man-Spider?
I don't know anything about Man-Spider. Is that a comic? Was that a comic one?
Yeah, so essentially in the comic, they kind of showed this in the first Spider-Man trailer. Eventually, Spider-Man starts to feel real sick. He starts getting really weak. His powers are weaker than ever. He's feeling weak, and you can see this in the first Spider-Man trailer where he looks super sick. He's sweating. He passes out, and eventually, when he passes out, he wakes up in this like web cocoon, which we see in the first trailer as well. He wakes up in this web cocoon, and then he is more powerful than ever after that. However, that's a spider totem story, which involves a whole different level of villains, which I don't think we're getting in this movie because it doesn't look that way. But essentially, it's a Man-Spider. Essentially, the worse it gets, the more he kind of just transforms into an actual spider at one point. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I think I think the best is gonna get is that like whenever you see his eyes go all black, he's just like insanely strong at that point, which we see in the trailer, especially when he hit his ult at the end where he's like spinning in a circle, just webbing all of the hand. Great scene. Scene. So he's moving like PS4 Spider-Man.
That's why I saw the meme of Tom Holland's face on like a spidery, fleshy thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if he'll actually fully turn into Man Spider. He might not. I think in my opinion, I think it's just gonna be like his eyes go black, and then he's just like, it's like he's just on another level at that point. It's like Berserker Rage. It's like when you see his eyes go black, run away. He's nothing to play with right now. And you clearly see that by the way he grabbed Scorpion's tail and yanked them into a car. Something Spider-Man doesn't do to people.
Yeah,
it's like.
Okay, makes sense.
I saw some people theorizing that like, oh, like what if it's Venom? It's not Venom. If it was Venom, we would have saw.
I knew immediately it's not the symbiote. I was like, it's not the symbiote. There's no way. It has to be something.
You know, it's funny because like I watched those trailers, and I don't know, like I did not like. I don't know. I guess I'm just not like I kind of just watched the trailers a little mindlessly. But like I didn't even like really think about Man Spider. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm just like you're saying this, and I'm like, that's totally what it is. Yeah, like you're right. Yeah. Like no, that's what it looks like.
That was a whole theory going into that was a leak before the first trailer even came out. Everyone was saying like, oh, like supposedly they're gonna do like a Spider Totems type story or something, and everyone was like, really? That's what they're gonna do?
Because like I watched those trailers and like I don't know, I just didn't think about that. Like it really does look like Man Spider. Yeah,
it looks like Man
Spider.
The
black eyes. Yeah, that is. Yeah, because I was thinking like. I was kind of thinking more of like along the lines like Jean Grey or something, but I'm like, actually, yeah, no, it is definitely a Man Spider thing.
Like, my first thought process was that like I don't know why that's gonna be happening to Spider-Man, how they're gonna pull it off. Because one thing about MCU is when they do comic accurate storylines, they kind of twist it a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
So
they do,
if Spider-Man's for some reason becoming Man Spider, I don't know if this has something to do with maybe something Scorpion injected him with. Unless the tail doesn't have any poisoning, because we've seen that before where the tail doesn't have poisoning, it just stabs people. I'm assuming it's gonna have poisoning because it's better that way. But sometimes Scorpion just has a stabbing tail. In your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, it just stabs. It doesn't poison.
I imagine it having poisoning. I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't do that.
Oh, so it probably like reacts. Maybe whatever's mutating his DNA reacts to it, or maybe that's what mutates. Or maybe that's what starts his mutating.
It could be. It could be. I don't know. It could be.
That's a good theory. I like that.
Now, here's a theory that might shock both of you. Well, it's certainly going to shock Nick. Jose doesn't even know who this guy is. This is a theory I came up with on my own, and I actually did some research. Someone did a video on this as well. Yeah. And I knew I wasn't the only one. So, in leaks, I did a crazy deep dive in leaks for Spider-Man Brand New Day before the trailers came out. A crazy deep dive. And one thing I heard, apparently, the villain is supposed to be Japanese-inspired. Or Asian-inspired.
Oh, so Mr. Negative?
Yeah, right, that's what I thought, but Mr. Negative's Mandarin. He's Chinese.
Oh, he's Chinese. Yeah, he's Chinese.
So I was like, at first I was like, maybe they meant Asian and not Japanese. I was hoping it was Mr. Negative because man, I want to see Mr. Negative in a Spider-Man movie so bad. Yeah, and one that's directed by Dustin Daniel Cretton, the same guy who directed Shang-Chi. The action in Shang-Chi is probably the best action in any MCU movie, and the fact that that same team is coming back for this movie, you can see in the trailer. The action looks great.
Yeah,
but we don't know who the main villain is, and they're saying what like the main villains. They didn't say Asian inspired. They said Japanese inspired. So I'm like, well, the hand is Japanese.
Yeah.
So is the villain supposed to be Nobu? I don't know how that makes sense.
Yeah, Nobu. Yeah.
I was thinking either Nobu or this is an even crazier hit because there's an X-Men in this movie allegedly. Jean Grey. What if it's Silver Samurai?
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say the Silver Samurai, like, because you're saying like, yeah, a Japanese.
Now, should Silver Samurai be the main villain for a Spider-Man movie? No, but let's be honest. Silver Samurai versus Spider-Man,
doesn't sound so bad. Like that sounds like a great. That sounds awesome.
If Silver Samurai is the villain, that sounds like really cool to be honest. I don't mind.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing: the fact that they're keeping this villain. So Jose doesn't know who Silver Samurai is. This is a Wolverine villain, mutant. Yeah. He's a mutant, but like he's one of those mutants where you can't tell that they're a mutant. Just think he has super strength. Think of him as having super soldier serum essentially, but he's a samurai. Yeah. But I was thinking if Silver Samurai is the man, I don't know what his inclusion would be. I don't know, like if they're gonna twist into like, oh, he's taking over the hand now. That wouldn't really make sense. It would be cool, but it wouldn't make total sense. But it would be cool. I get it makes sense when you think about it, kind of. But point is, like, they're keeping this villain a secret, and they would only keep the villain a secret if it's a big deal, right? Like Spider-Man fans would go into this movie waiting for the surprise, and the surprise would blow their mind. Because if you're gonna keep a villain a secret for a Spider-Man movie, it has to be a big name. And I'm not saying Silver Samurai isn't a big name. I just don't feel like a lot of Spider-Man fans are gonna know who Silver Samurai is.
Yeah, I don't think most people. I've never heard of him, so I don't think most people would even know.
Like, he's the main villain of the Wolverine movie.
Yes.
Oh, is he?
He wasn't done. He wasn't done accurately.
Like the one in Japan.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Silver Samurai is a pretty popular villain for comic book fans. He's not a popular villain for movie fans. So comic book fans are gonna be like, "Whoa, I was not expecting that." Movie fans are gonna be like, "Who the hell is this guy?" Like, you know, like you know, that would be a weird move.
You know what would be funny?
I think it could work. I just don't think it would work for keeping it a secret. Why would you keep it a secret? Like, you know what I mean?
No, but you know what would be funny is like, because Jean Grey's supposedly in this movie, and like, you know, with Silver Samurai being like an X-Men villain.
Yeah.
Like, imagine that has to do with the multiverse thing. Like, maybe like maybe they both like like maybe they both got like somehow transported into the same universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but it still doesn't fully explain the hand's involvement in this, and like, why is the hand a part of this? And more importantly, why do they only seem to be shown fighting Spider-Man in the prison?
Is that those red people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ninjas. Could just said ninjas. The red
ninjas.
people.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Daredevil, like, I feel like he might be in this movie. You know, I know a lot of people have been talking about. He's definitely in this movie.
He has to be in that.
They're hiding him. No, I know he's in the movie.
It has to be the prison scene. It has to be the prison scene. Now, Jose, you haven't seen Daredevil,
especially with No Way Home. Like,
yeah. So you saw Matt Murdock in No Way Home. Now,
exactly. So
at the end of Daredevil season 2, spoilers to anyone out there who hasn't seen season 2. The only one who's getting spoiled.
Born Again or regular?
Born Again.
Okay.
Spoilers to anyone who hasn't seen the ending of Born Again season 2. Now, Jose, we know you're not gonna see it, so we're gonna spoil it for you anyway. So.
Oh wait, you're right. I know what you're gonna say.
Basically, at the end of this movie, Daredevil gets arrested, and he ends up in prison because he cut a deal with Kingpin to where where both of them will essentially leave New York. It was a bad deal. Point is, it was a way to kind of stop. That's beside the point. That's beside the point. The whole point was to stop the madness in New York. Kingpin steps down as mayor, and now he's just doing his own thing where he has no power at the moment. And Daredevil goes to prison because he told the world who Matt Murdock. He told the world that he was Daredevil. He straight up gave away his identity. And because Daredevil's a vigilante, he got arrested. So Daredevil's in prison. And Spider-Man's in prison in this movie fighting the Hand. Think it's safe to say that Daredevil's going to have some sort of involvement, at least in that scene.
Yeah.
He has to be.
Yeah, a hand fight.
Way. There's
a hand fight with Spider-Man in a prison. Like, that's just like, dude.
It looks
I didn't even think about the prison part, I'm not going to lie. Like, it definitely...
It looks so good, and like the fact that it's in a prison, like if they showed like him fighting the Hand in the street, I would have been like, "Oh, Matt Murdock's arrested, so he wouldn't be there." But the fact that it's in a prison, he has to be there. He has to be.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man knows who Daredevil is because Matt Murdock was his attorney.
Yep.
And the fact that Matt Murdock revealed his identity to the world, Spider-Man now knows Matt Murdock is Daredevil, so he has to be in this movie. If he's not in this movie, that is a complete wasted opportunity. And
not a good move. I know it's not necessarily Dustin Daniel Cran's fault. You know, sometimes it's not always possible to get these characters involved in movies because, you know, scheduling and all that, budget wise. But if he has to be, there's no way.
Yeah, I actually really do think he's in the movie. Like, I don't know. That's the one that I'm like for sure. Like,
it may not be the Daredevil Spider-Man movie we want, but like it's like a little bit closer. It's a little bit closer.
Just them, honestly, like just seeing them like interact would just be so cool.
Yes, I mean,
like as Daredevil,
we saw them interact in No Way Home.
Yeah.
And people were already mad excited for that because they planted the seeds a little bit. You know, there's something there. You know, like. They're teasing you, and I feel like they're gonna tease us again. This time, the tease is gonna be a little bit stronger. And then, if Tom Holland does a 5th movie, it has to be a Daredevil Spider-Man team. What the hell? Like,
he just did.
Yeah,
he just did,
it has to be a Daredevil Spider-Man team up. It has to be.
No,
I was like crazy, but yeah, making me want to watch Daredevil right now,
dude. That original Netflix series is the greatest thing arguably the greatest thing Marvel's ever done. It's that good of a show.
It's the best. Yeah,
it's a big statement. That's a big statement.
No,
trust me. You're gonna see.
People really like the
MCU project.
They really like Daredevil.
Now, when you get to Daredevil Born Again, you're not gonna like it as much as you did the Netflix series. A lot of people are torn with Daredevil Born Again. Like, for example, not the first season. I like the 2nd season of Daredevil Born Again. Nick doesn't like Born Again, period.
I don't like any of it. But I like OG Daredevil though. That's like one of my
OG Daredevil. See, here's the thing. Like, OG Daredevil is one of those shows where it's like if someone told you they didn't like it, you might want to slap them in the face. If Daredevil Born Again, if someone tells you they don't like Daredevil Born Again, you would look at them and be like, yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you mean. So the OG Daredevil is like isn't it one of the highest rated IMDb on IMDb for Marvel? Yeah, that makes sense.
The best MCU project.
Wait till you get to the first 4 episodes of season 2. Yo, that Punisher arc. Best arc, bro. Ever, bro. Best arc
Dude,
ever.
That Punisher, like that. That's why, like, because a lot of people, like, I don't know, like, because season two is not. It's not as good as 1 and 3, definitely.
It's not.
But like,
the hand isn't too bad.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, even
people make it seem like it's trash. It's not trash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that 2nd season is. That shit washes like the whole MCU season. Anyways. Like what? Like
it's still a good season.
Yeah.
But that 2nd season's better than 90% of anything in Phase 4.
That's what I'm saying. Like that 2nd season is better than like most of the MCU anyways.
It's just not as strong as like the first 4 episodes of it because the Punisher arc was definitely better. Once they turn into a hand, it's a little bit weaker, but it's still good.
Like it's like still better than most of the MCU. Like,
but you need to watch it. You need to watch it. It's that good. I'm telling. It's that good.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the must-watch. Well, you don't have to watch it to see this movie, but
it's not a must-watch.
It's not a must-watch.
It's not a must-watch, but it's a must-watch. You know what I mean? Like you know.
I get it,
yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
We are approaching.
Sense to watch
go on.
Is the Punisher that good, or is it like it's just one of those shows where it's like.
The first season of The Punisher is good. 2nd season, it's not as good as Daredevil. The first season of The Punisher is good. It's a little slow in the first half, but it's good.
That's more like action.
Not so much.
Like if you really like action.
Dude, Daredevil season 3,
Daredevil season 3 is absolutely amazing. The complete broken character of Matt Murdock at that stage, insane. It's man, I still get mad to this day when I remember just like right after like a couple weeks after Daredevil season 3 came out, and they just said, "Oh yeah, Daredevil's just canceled now." Yeah, I was so mad. Like,
did they cancel Daredevil?
They can't. Yeah, that's because they were creating Disney Plus, so they were gonna move all that to Disney Plus. Disney Plus wasn't announced yet, but that's why. But remember, these were Netflix shows.
Yeah. And Daredevil was made by Netflix, so like it wasn't. That's why it's so good. That's why it's so good because it wasn't Disney doing it.
Yeah, to be fair, yes. Like, I mean, even though Netflix with their shows might have lost their touch a little bit, Netflix in the 2013 to 16 era was straight peak. Every show that was coming out was amazing.
They had to prove themselves. They had to prove themselves, that's why.
I remember there would be times where Netflix would like announce a show on the website, and like the show was coming out in a week, and I would just be like, I'm watching it, just because it was a Netflix show.
Like with the original Daredevil, like it's like the reason why it's so good too is because like it was like the character Daredevil was owned by Disney. But like Disney allowed Netflix the license to like make the show, but Disney didn't actually have involvement in making the show. Like, so that's why the show was so peak, because there was no Disney involved.
They literally just gave those characters. They gave Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. They were just like, have fun with them. That's literally what they did.
Yeah, and Daredevil, the other ones were not as good, but Daredevil was
Luke Cage is good. Yeah. I actually really like Luke Cage.
I've heard Jessica Jones is pretty good too.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good. Here's
the thing. Even though Iron Fist was not.
Oh man.
But casting wise, all the cast is great.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So now that we're approaching the final 10 minutes of this podcast, I feel like we've narrowly broke down the trailer. We've narrowly broke down our thoughts about the movie, our expectations, what we should expect and what we may see, what we may not see. I feel like there is some stuff we're worried about, and I think everyone is worried for something about Brand New Day, and I want to know what that is. What we should be worried about.
I think I already kind of started on that because I was talking about the John Watts Spider-Man movies and how I really like them, and how this one is kind of getting away from that, and it feels like Disney is like catering to those who hate the home trilogy. And that's what scares me, is like catering to those, like, because, and this is the thing too, is like, this is a whole nother this is about to like open up a whole new conversation, but I'm bringing up Across the Spider-Verse because the entire point of that movie is literally like criticizing Spider-Man fans for hating change, right? So it's like,
I'm so glad someone points that out. No one's ever pointed that out with the Spider-Verse films.
Like, that movie is literally talking about the home trilogy, essentially, because the home trilogy is such a different take on Spider. Like, just in those Tom Holland movies, it's such a different approach on the character entirely, and just everything. Like with obviously with the Iron Man mentoring and all that, like, it's completely different, and it's like people hate it because it's different, and they want it to be a typical Spider-Man, like Uncle Ben, responsible. Great power comes great responsibility, like, and it's like, dude, we got like 5 movies about that already, bro.
Yeah, that was the first like crazy thing I saw fans go like, people are really mad that they're not showing an origin story that everyone knows. Yeah,
like they want the origin story again, bro. Like, we got 5 movies about that.
Speaking of which, the Russos have confirmed that Uncle Ben in the MCU died before Peter Parker got his powers, and fans are pissed. Fans
exactly. That's just like ridiculous. Like it's so stupid. It's
matter?
Like, dude, there's so much Spider-Man media about his origin and about just typical Spider-Man stuff. So it's like, when someone, first of all, like, we're so familiar with this character. We've had 2 Spider-Man runs already before Tom Holland. So it's like, why not change the character? Why not do a different take? Like, it's interesting. Exactly. That's why Spider-Verse is so good too, because Spider-Verse is a completely different take on this character that we're so familiar with.
It literally shows you that anyone could wear the mask. Any type of person could be Spider-Man. It shows you a different take of Spider-Man.
It doesn't need the canon. It doesn't need the canon.
I feel like the only reason people don't think about it like that is because it's Miles Morales and not Peter Parker.
Yeah, no, but he's still.
But it's the same. It's still Spider-Man. Still Spider-Man.
It's still Spider-Man. That's a great take.
And with Into the Spider-Verse, like, the way the movie opens up is like with Miles' universe, like the blonde Spider-Man, right? The Chris Pine Spider-Man. And he like, we don't get an introduction to him or anything. It's just Spider-Man. Like, we all know Spider-Man. Like, that's the thing.
They did a small introduction, but like, he even opens it by saying, "You all know the story.
You guys all know the story. Exactly.
Everyone knows the story."
It's like, that's the whole thing with Tom Holland's movies, is that like everyone is familiar with this character, and that's why it's like same thing with like the new like with the Batman, like, and like with Superman, like like we're so familiar with these characters, we don't need to see their origin.
We don't need to see the origins. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Now, if we're doing a character that like doesn't have a proper film, like I don't know, like maybe the Flash or something, like I guess you could do an origin.
Like Nova.
Yeah, or like Nova, or
not a lot of people know his origin though.
Or like Green Lantern or something, because like there isn't like a good Green Lantern movie. So it's like with characters like that, it's like definitely go for it, dude. Do the typical story with those characters because people don't know them. But
with characters
like Spider-Man, we can
on movies.
Yeah,
like
we can be creative. Like we can be a little bit creative. We don't have to be.
James Gunn said it himself. He's tired of seeing origin stories for Spider-Man, for Batman, and for Superman, and he's right. We've seen them for literally almost 30 years now. like
everyone wants there's a level of like how faithful we can be and like to the source material. Like there's a level of like how like if it's all the way faithful, I mean that's fine, but it's like it's so much more interesting when there's a faithfulness, but then there's also like a new take in there. Like with Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse is a perfect example. Like Spider-Verse is extremely faithful, but also a completely new take on everything. And it's like that. That's what I like about the John Watts movies too. Is that like I feel like the John Watts movies had that.
Now I know you already said Spider-Man is Tom Holland's your GOAT. That's your GOAT, Spider-Man, live action. Mango, who's yours?
We didn't even get to talk about that.
Well, we got about 4 minutes, so we gotta try to just. Yeah.
I am of the crowds that say, like,
Andrew,
that Toby. Even though I know, so I've seen enough of Toby to like I haven't seen the movies, but I've seen enough of Toby to realize he was a great Peter. And then Andrew Garfield, I loved his charisma when he was Spider-Man.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. I think Tom is the best mix of both.
Exactly. That's exactly my take. That's my take.
Yeah.
Great take. Great take. That might be your best take ever.
I've always believed that, especially like just watching him in every single movie, like Civil War, Infinity War, his trilogy. I just love every time. I love watching him as Spider-Man, and I love watching him as Peter Parker.
Because he feels like Zendaya said this in that Fandango interview. Like he just turns it on when he sees the fans. He's not Tom Holland. He's Spider-Man.
Yeah, man, he's good. He's good at it. I think overall, like I think I've seen maybe a more charismatic and more entertaining performance as Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, and I think I may have seen a more relatable and maybe a more emotional take on Peter Parker from Toby, but I feel like Tom Holland has given us the best of both worlds. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he doesn't reach their extremes, but he gets pretty close to doing both.
Yes.
That's what I think.
I will say this. Now, I fully agree with everything you just said about Tom Holland Spider-Man. I love all three. Mm-hmm. I love all of them. I love all of them. However, I grew up watching Toby. Toby is the reason I fell in love with Spider-Man. So he's always been my GOAT. Just not because of who did it better. Just because I grew up watching him. I fully say this. If Brand New Day, as good as I'm expecting it to be, Tom Holland will take the mantle as the GOAT.
That's crazy. that's
fully
cool.
Say that.
Yeah.
And I stand by that. I will stand by that.
It's like
I already think he plays the best of both worlds. I already think all of that. Everything you just said, I think all of that. However, my GOAT's always been Toby, just because he's my child.
This might be crazy to say, right? But is it crazy to say I haven't seen a lot of the DCEU movies? Is it kind of crazy to say that Andrew Garfield is? Is it kind of crazy to say that Andrew Garfield is kind of like Zack Snyder coded as Spider-Man?
So it's not. I would say it's more so like those movies. Like the Amazing Spider-Man is totally Zack Snyder coded. I agree with that. Like I've been thinking that for a long time. And it's funny. I was gonna say about Andrew Garfield. Like I actually think he is a great Spider-Man, but he's just in the wrong movie. He's in the wrong movies. Like the writing is not good.
It's just misunderstood potential. Like literally the same thing with Henry Cavill. It's like he does the absolute best to be his version of Spider-Man. It's just not written well in the at least in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I love Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Speaking of great actors, Andrew Garfield.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, like I was gonna say I think he's the best actor of the three. He's the best actor of the three for sure.
Yes.
And also, I was gonna say is like, I feel like Andrew is best as an older Spider-Man. Not older as in like way older, but I'm saying like not as like a teenage Spider-Man. Like he's better as like the college to Spider-Man. Like that's why in No Way Home too. Like he was like, for me, I thought he was the best Spider-Man in No Way Home personally.
And for out of all three Spider-Man, I think Tom Holland is the best at showing the nerdy side of Peter Parker. Like the way they do it with Toby is very good, but Toby feels like a true nerd. Where it's like,
he does.
Like where it's like a nerd of this generation. Like, yeah, they will know all this shit. They're incredibly smart, but at the same time, they love nerdy movies too. You see Tom Holland playing with Legos. He talks about Star Wars.
Yeah, he builds the Death Star, the Lego Death Star.
Yeah, he's a nerdy kid.
I love that.
Piece of time.
I just love the school scenes so much. I thought they were great. I don't know why people hate that.
School scenes are very good. I don't know why they hated that either. But
and people want like Spider-Man to because in that first movie, he's like a wimpy teenager trying to be a superhero, and it's like, and he wants to be a super, and a lot of people want Spider-Man to be have all this aura, but it's like, bro, we gotta start somewhere. You know what I mean? We can't
you gotta start somewhere. Yeah.
Just jump into him having aura. I don't know. It's better when you build up to that.
Yes.
It
is officially. We've officially hit our time cap. We're about to end this podcast. I know we could talk about this forever, but we've officially hit our time cap. So I will end off with this one final question, and everyone's gonna take their time answering this. I'm gonna start off first. Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Going into it, we already set our expectations. Now let's say one thing at a time. Do we think it's gonna be a miss, or do we think they're gonna knock it out of the park? Personally, I think they're gonna knock it out of the park.
That's your answer? That's it?
That's my answer. They're knocking it out of the park. It's just a simple-minded question.
Okay.
Do we think they're gonna miss it, or do we think they're gonna knock it out of the park?
I kind of already said it when we first started the podcast. I think this is gonna be the best one so far.
I'm literally going to go see it 3 times that weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Which I didn't even get to answer when you said what should we be worried about? I will say this. Yeah, I'll say this. The only thing I'm worried about is the fact that the MCU has let us down recently, in more recent memory.
Okay.
Right.
Yes. That's a great point. That's
so
a great thing to be worried
I'm worried about. Yeah, I'm worried about the MCU slop side of things, where it's this seems like more of a passion project. This seems like it's more they're caring about it. Obviously, this is gonna be a money grab no matter what, because it's Spider-Man. They know people.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
They know people are gonna get their butts in seats for Spider-Man, but it also seems like they're taking their time with it. Tom Holland, I think he wants to write a love letter to the character. He seems very genuine about it, and the fact that he was involved in the creative process, I think they're gonna do great. So. Hopefully the MCU slop doesn't get to it. That's all I'm gonna say.
And Nick?
I think it's gonna be this new movie. I think it's gonna be I feel like it's gonna be kind of in the middle, where it's I think it's gonna be good, but I don't think it's gonna be insanely crazy good. I feel like it might be good, but if we were ranking
right down the middle.
Yeah, if we're ranking it in the Home trilogy, I feel like I don't think it's gonna be better than the Home trilogy's highest highs, but I don't think it'll be the worst thing ever. I think it'll be right in the middle. It's very it's really consistent. So or at least with the Spider-Man movies, they're very consistent. So I feel like it'll just be consistent enough, but I don't know if it's gonna be mind blowing, amazingly good. Yeah. I think it'll keep the consistency. Yeah.
Because I don't think the trailers have shown. I don't think the trailers have shown anything that's But I think they might be saving something mind blowing. But I don't think the trailers have shown anything.
They have to be.
Yeah. Yeah. From what we know, I don't think we've seen something that's gonna be
This is the first time where it's where they're saving something, and I can't think of what possible thing it could be. I'm stumped.
Yeah.
I'm
They're doing a good job of hiding it.
It's the movie, and they were saving nothing, and it's just ass.
Literally. Can you imagine? This is essentially what we talked about when like we were saying like, oh, like we saw all the leaks heading into No Way Home. We knew what was gonna happen. This one is the complete polar opposite. We don't know anything.
But that's great though, because I kind of wish that I kind of wish we would have had that for No Way Home.
If only.
That would have made it even better. That would have made No Way Home's. Oh my god! Imagine if nobody knew that the multiverse was gonna be a part of it, and we were gonna get the Spider.
They were gonna reactions. They were gonna do that.
I know.
They said they were gonna brand the movie as a Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange kind of movie. But it was really gonna be this multiverse catastrophe. But the leaks ruined it.
Bro, and then all the interviews with Andrew Garfield are hilarious because they keep asking him, "Are you part of the movie?" No, I am not. You guys have to stop asking. Like, I love it, bro. Anyways, but yeah, I'm excited.
We can go on. Yeah, we're all excited. Obviously, we have reasons to be afraid, but I think they're gonna do a good job. We have officially reached our time cap. We're actually past our time cap. I'm gonna get fined. But we have officially reached the end of the Nerd House podcast, episode 1, first official episode, talking about Brand New Day. The world's going all over the place. Everyone's excited about this. Not enough people are talking about Supergirl. That's just how it works sometimes. I'm sorry. Nothing against you, DC. I love you. I'm gonna go see it day 1, but just Spider-Man's just kind of taking the cake right now.
GG's. When is that coming out? Which is really funny that I'm asking that, because that just proves that nobody cares about Supergirl.
Next week.
I'm actually more excited for that than Spider-Man.
I'm not. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. Like, I don't think it's gonna be a bad movie. It's just once Spider-Man stuff started, I was just like, I'm sorry, Supergirl, you're gonna have to go over there.
Yeah.
But
Spider-Man's like a titan of the superhero genre, so it's like it's just natural that it would be more talked about. Yeah. Like Supergirl's popular, but not like Spider-Man. Yeah.
I will say this: I will be doing a podcast on my review of Supergirl, and Nick, I feel like you should be a part of that one because you and Licks are probably the only ones that are generally you and Licks are probably the only ones I know that are still like going to go see this movie despite all the spurts of hype.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm down to watch it too, low key.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
All right. You got your tickets already?
No, but until then, this has been the Nerd House Podcast. Thank you for everyone who showed up and joined. Thank you to my fellow friends, Jose and Nick, for joining us. You will find their channel links in the description. I don't know if either of them upload, so don't get mad at them if they don't. But if they but they have a lot of cool videos that they've posted in the past. I suggest you go watch them. This has been the Nerd House Podcast, and I will see you for another video in the future. PH out.